You're a Florida Gator, but your night did not consist of watching your Gators win a national championship. It was spent instead at the amateur dinner, then sleeping in the crow's nest. How special was that?
No, it's really cool. I mean, it's a dream come true, but just to be able to be here and be in the presence of everybody here at Augusta National is just really special.
Golf Week had an incredible story about the reason why you're here today, maybe even with that Nike shirt on as well. You met Rory McIlroy in 2017. He had just missed the cut at the U.S. Open. He spent 5 minutes with you. And as the story goes, you said you're short, but you hit it a long way. How do you do that? Take me back to that moment, what he said to you, and what happened from there.
No, yeah, so my stepdad, Dana Fry, designed the place, and I got some time with Rory, and I was a hockey player at the time, and I kind of just looked up to Rory, and I was just like, how do you hit it so far? Like, you're not that tall. And he kind of just pointed at the ground. He's like, it's all on the legs. I'm like, no, this would be pretty cool to do for a living, so I quit everything right there and started picking up golf.
So he sent you a signed shirt, which is still framed in your room today, and you're going to play a practice round with him today. Talk to me about this full circle moment.
Yeah, it's really cool. We played together over the winter, and he kind of just talked to me, and it was really cool. So talked to him a little bit ago. We're going to go tee up on the back nine. So
It seems like you attribute your decision to want to play professionally solely to that 5 minutes. Talk about why that was so impactful. And I think it's worth really noting that 5 minutes might not seem like a whole lot to these athletes out here, but it can really change a kid's life.
I mean, you're a 13-year-old and you look up, it's like, oh yeah, look at Rory McIlroy like hitting a golf ball and just all this stuff, and like at the time, like it just means so much that he'd even spend time with me. He doesn't know who I am. I'm just a 13-year-old kid out there just watching, support, and so yeah, it just means the world.
Talk now about this week. How do you embrace the moment of this once-in-a-lifetime amateur experience while also not letting it become too big and still being able to go out there and play your game?
No, yeah, it's cool. It's what I want to do for a living. So to be able to do it as a 20-year-old in college and be out here with all the pros and the best players in the world, like it's really awesome. Like you got to soak it all in, but it's also business at the same time.
Any particular memory from last night, the crow's nest, that you know you'll be thinking about for quite some time?
No, it's just hearing Gary Koch speak to all the amateurs and hearing Mr. Chairman and all the very important people in the game of golf just kind of speak to us and get us kind of pumped up and ready to go. It was really awesome.
So it seems like we should talk to you, Rory McIlroy, about that moment. Is it hard to believe that 5 minutes with a 13-year-old kid could turn into a practice round here at Augusta National?
Yeah, it's look, whenever you meet these people, or like I've known Dana for a while, and then to get introduced to Noah, who at that point was a budding junior golfer, and going through the ranks. I never thought 7 years later or whatever, 8 years later, that we'd be playing a practice round together at Augusta National. So yeah, it just goes to show like to never take these little encounters with kids for granted, because you never know what can happen. But yeah, it's amazing to see him play so well, to get here, to get in this field this week. Obviously looking forward to going out there and experiencing it with him today.
Dana, of course, is Noah's stepfather who made that connection originally. Now, you know the question I have to ask. It is the job. This is a big week for you. What are you doing differently coming into this week to create a different result?
I'm not trying to do too much differently. I've had a good start to the year, a good run of form. So I feel like I've got a good formula for playing well. Obviously, this week is a different week for me for a few different reasons. But I think if I can just keep my head down, try to, lock myself away from the noise and the narratives, and do my job. Just do my job. Go out there. I know I'm playing well, and if I can do that, hopefully give myself a chance to win this tournament, which would be awesome.
One of our most memorable interviews is when you told me a couple years ago, I lose about 10 pounds this week due to stress. Yeah. Does that still happen?
Yeah, maybe not quite as much. I've been able to manage it a little bit better, but yeah, I think it's the combination of it being a stressful week. The course takes it out of you as well. I've played 2 practice rounds here the last couple weeks, and you forget how tough of a walk it is. It's hilly, your legs feel a little heavy at the end of the day. So I just think you're just burning a bit of extra energy anyway. But yeah, I've learned how to manage it better. It's my 17th go around at it. I'm no spring chicken anymore. So I think I know what I'm doing.
We know what the ultimate goal is come Sunday afternoon, but micro goals for Thursday. What are you hoping to get out of that opening round?
I think for me, it's concentrate on just hitting the first tee shot in the fairway and then go from there. I think that's all I can do is control the moment that's in front of me And if I can control each moment that's in front of me really well, hopefully they all add up to, a good result at the end of the week.
A lot was made about Scottie Scheffler playing alongside his mom on Sunday. You kept it in the family as well. You played alongside your dad who lives in Australia. How special is it to be able to tee it up with him at Augusta National?
Yeah, it's an incredible day. He flew over on Saturday and straight out on the course Sunday. And he played nicely, so we had a fantastic day out there. And we haven't done it for a couple years because the last couple years I'd played in Texas, so he was keeping a close eye on my schedule this year. And when he saw I wasn't, then he was straight over for the hit on Sunday.
My theory is that Scottie does this every year, and that has to be a great way to keep things loose and keep things in perspective. Do you agree with that? Does that help you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think also I've been coming here a long time now, and I didn't make a trip prior to that, but it was a really nice way to get comfortable on early before we get into the serious stuff from today. So I feel very comfortable having already had a look at the course and now just go through my usual routine.
I would say the vibe on the practice facility today feels more like a Wednesday. Everybody's grinding, the talks are a little bit shorter. Can you explain what happens when Monday is kind of taken away from you? What are the overall thoughts from these players?
Yeah, we're kind of really creatures of habit. So when our routines are broken, I wouldn't say panic sets in, but we get a bit serious and we're thinking a lot about everything we have to make up that we missed yesterday. That's why I feel good. I played on Sunday. I didn't actually plan to do any golf yesterday, so I'm feeling on schedule.
Ahead of the curve a little bit, Adam Scott, as you prepare to attend the Champions Dinner tonight. What are your memories that come back, and what are you most looking forward to this evening?
I know Scottie's going to serve a great meal because we've already had one from Scottie, so that's no problem. It's going to be fantastic. It's the greatest dinner, really, of the year. It's one of my favorite evenings of the year, if not my favorite, for sure. I remember sitting up, hosting the dinner, looking down the long champions table, and it's a remarkable group of champions. It's really quite something, and even thinking about it, I get lost for words, how much it means and how special it is. So it'll be another special evening no matter what. Hopefully a few good stories and a great meal, and it's a fabulous way to start Masters Week.
It's one thing to handle the nerves inside the ropes. That's what you guys are trained to do. It's a whole other thing to handle those nerves of speaking in front of those greats that will be at the dinner tonight. Can you talk us through how nervous you were? Was it like anything else you've ever experienced when you had that moment?
No, I don't think so. I was probably underprepared. I made the mistake of really looking down the table and not trying to look down at the table and hide, but seeing Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer and Charles Coody, Doug Fords, Gary Players, it is tough to really come up with the words in front of company like that, the greatest champions that have ever played the game. So I kind of do envy Scottie tonight because I'd like to have another go at hosting the dinner one year, but I'm looking forward to see what he has to say.
I'm feeling good. I think last week playing the Blue Monster in tough conditions is a very good test to see where you are mentally in a major championship level golf course and where your game is at. And I was very, very comfortable. It's unfortunate that a good swing, one of the better ones of the week, on 17 cost me as much as it did, but overall I was very pleased.
Every time you get to drive down Magnolia Lane, I can only imagine the memories that come flooding back, and especially as you prepare for the Champions Dinner tonight. What are those memories that come to mind every time you earn this invitation back here?
I get the same feeling, and I almost remember the first time I went down Magnolia Lane, which was with Adam. Still my caddy. It was, I shared that moment with him, and it was quite special. And I feel like I still get those feelings. Every year I try to see if I can do it with a family member, whether it's my parents or obviously I do with Kelly. But if I can get somebody to experience it as well, I will. And obviously looking forward a lot to tonight. Quite a bit of pressure last year being my dinner, right? I think when you're Spanish, there's a level of culinary experience that a lot of them expect, and I felt a lot of pressure on that. Hopefully I delivered. This time I'm just going to go enjoy. The menu looks great, so I'm looking forward to it.
You just told me you are playing the par 3 contest tomorrow. Tell us who you're playing with and what a fun way that is to really kind of take a breath, relax before everything really amps up on Thursday morning?
I think this is now the 4th or 5th year in a row I'm playing with Tony Finau. The Finau's are great friends. And I told them, jokingly but kind of serious, we just need the manpower because our little man, one's going one way and the other one's going to go the other way, so we're going to need extra hands since Kelly's going to have the baby on her. So not so sure how that's going to go, but at least we're going to have enough teenagers that can help us out with the Finaus. And then I think Rafael Campos is the third one on the group. Never played with him, but I'm sure having another Spanish speaker in the group is going to be fun for me. So overall, should be a really fun day.
Coming off a runner-up finish in your last start, where do you feel like you're at with your game in terms of where you want to be heading into this opening round?
Well, we are still golfers, so where we want to be is never where we are. But I feel good about everything. I feel like I've been doing a lot of the right stuff, and I feel like I've been in a good headspace, which is obviously, I feel like, very important at a place like this. And it was probably good for me personally to have a forced off day yesterday, and I'm excited. I mean, this always kind of feels like somewhat of the start of a different season within the season, and always excited to be here.
It's hard to believe this is your 10th start at the Masters. You must have started when you were 12 years old. You can't possibly be that old, Justin Thomas. But when you think about how you've evolved, what you've learned around this golf course, how has your preparation changed in the way that you approach a week like this?
It's wild. It wasn't an argument by any means, but I got into it with Jill about me turning 32. I was like, I'm turning 31. She's like, you're turning 32 this month, and I'm doing the math. I'm like, God dang, I am. But it's crazy. It really is. It goes by fast. It's obviously not slowing down at all, but I feel like I've learned a lot about this place. I mean, my biggest thing, I didn't take a trip here early this year. I've never left this tournament feeling like my lack of knowledge for the course is what's hurt me. It's more of just did I go out and hit the shots, make the putts when I needed to? So that's just, I'm trying as hard as I can to, like a lot of us, I think, to not put it on a pedestal and not treat it bigger, try harder or anything like that. And I feel like I've had a pretty good idea of preparation in the events I've had this year, so tried to do the exact same kind of stuff for this.
It was probably hard to try and squeeze in a trip prior to this because you've been a little busy with a brand new baby at home as well. Molly will be making her par 3 debut tomorrow. Who are you playing with, and what are you most excited for?
It'll be great. Playing with Jordan and Max, so that'll be a little bit of controlled chaos. So, I mean, Molly will probably be in just a carrier with Jill. She's 4.5 months old. She's not doing a lot. Hopefully she'll be awake for some of it, but she's just been amazing. She's been a rock star, and Jill's been beyond a rock star, being the front runner and making sure everything's moving smooth at home and with Molly. So it'll be exciting. I mean, obviously watched it on TV and been a part of it for years, and my friends with their children. So now I have one of my own.
Being a dad changes your perspective no matter what. But talk to me about driving up Magnolia Lane for the first time with your child. I can't imagine what that does for you.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. It'll be great. It'll be cool. I mean, it's she obviously won't have anything to say because she'll probably be sleeping in her in her car seat. But it is. We're so lucky to get to do a lot of great special things in this game and go to really cool places, and it's definitely one of the things, life's kind of moments or happenings, whatever, that all the cliches are true, and I've really enjoyed it, obviously, and it's we're just very early in the journey.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational, that was a really fun victory to watch with your whole family there to celebrate. When you win a signature event like that, a challenging course, a tough field, what does that do for your confidence heading into the first major of the year?
Yeah, getting a win out here is tough, and I just feel like it tells me that I'm doing some things right, and feel like I've been able to handle some pressure in some big tournaments. So, it definitely gives me some confidence. This is a huge challenge, and I'm excited about it.
Colin Morikawa said, I used to think I didn't have to take a peek here before this week, and I've realized I'm wrong. You came here about a week and a half ago. What do you learn from those practice rounds prior to arriving at the Masters?
Right, yeah. For me, it's just getting comfortable with some of these shots. There's a lot of elevation change, a lot more slope on the greens than we typically play. And I think just the more you can be out there, the more you can walk around, hit different shots, the more comfortable you can be with it. So the more times you can play, the better.
As your experience grows here at Augusta National, how does your preparation change? What are the things that you're focusing on now compared to maybe your first start here?
Yeah, most years that I play, or every year I play, I feel like I learn more about the miss spots, where I can miss it, which side of the green's the best to miss on, and try not to turn a bogey into a double. We're all going to make bogeys this week most likely, and I've made the mistake of maybe going for some shots that I shouldn't have in the past, and this place will bite you. So, but it also rewards great shots. So, just trying to manage my decision making.